Hey everyone, your local expert Josh here with our fourth episode of Broker Talk, a series that we've put together to talk about real estate, business, and community. And this particular episode, we kind of talked a little earlier in a live episode a few weeks back in regards to teams and the emergence of teams in the real estate industry over the last couple of years. So what I wanted to do was do a Broker Talk video to kind of go over what some of the most common reasons why someone would look to start a team and the benefits, the pitfalls, and also to explain our structure a little bit more. So I wanted to first explain what's going on and then maybe at the end a little bit explain our structure a little bit to make sure everybody kind of knows that, because there has been some requests from us about what our structure and what our team is like here at Northern Den Realty. So we'll definitely get into that just a little bit. But to start out, what we are looking at in the real estate industry is that there is this emergence of teams, and the number of teams is growing dramatically. From 2017 and 18, each year there has been significant growth. Even in 2018, due to from the National Association of Realtors, there was a double-digit growth percentage in the amount of teams that are out there. So the structure of teams, the most common structure is one agent, one realtor linking up with another realtor. They come together and they create a team setting where they maybe have a name that is, they create a team name that is their entity's name. They then usually will help each other with customer service, with lead generation, with marketing, with all the things that you would expect maybe an assistant or a licensed service agent would help with. So they take on the brunt of that to help provide a better service to their clients. Okay. The second structure of a team, that's probably the most common, would be a larger team. So having more salespeople, that structure typically will have maybe some service personnel there to help with customer service and transaction coordination. In that larger structure, there's usually people that are tasked with just lead generation, and there's people that are tasked with maybe just helping buyers. Maybe there's people that are tasked with just helping listing clients. So they have these different breakouts, and the team itself, the larger scale teams, are almost like little brokerages themselves. They have a team name, everyone's working together, everyone gets a piece of the pie or some sort of piece of the pie of all the sales that go through. And that's the same, that's true for the 2-person team or the 3-person team. Typically, in those smaller teams, everybody has a piece of the pie. Why? Why is this happening? Why are more teams coming out in the real estate business? Why are there more teams that are being formed? And to give you my opinion on it, I think that it has a lot to do with the internet and social networking. You know, I've talked about this topic before, but when it comes down to it, the internet is providing our consumers with more information than they've ever had. People are able to go to Zillow or their local MLS association, collect data. They can even look on the township and zoning and get that information, which has always been true since the internet. But they're able essentially to get more information than they've ever had. So they're educated more than they've ever been, okay? And then they're also linking up and being on social networks where they're seeing the people that are actually helping them with the stages of purchasing or selling or anything that they want to do in real estate. With that access, I think that the work-life balance, if we kind of transition into the reasons why, the work-life balance for an agent is being pressured. It's no longer can you not send a text but go to a restaurant and put a review up and not reply to someone's call or something like that. Your public actions on social media are public. So while you're away on vacation, your customers expect you to still be working on their transaction. While you're out living your life with your family, doing things, your customers still expect for you to get back to them in a timely manner. And because you're now having this access, they expect it even more. It's one of the main reasons. It's to get that work-life balance more in par with what they're used to or what they're comfortable with. The second most important reason I think that people are going with a team is financial stability. So when you're with a larger team, you have 5 other realtors, let's say it's a pretty good sized team that has 5 to 10 sales professionals. It might have 2 licensed service team members, and maybe it has a lead, meaning the person that generates the leads and solely is tasked with generating leads, right? So it's a larger team. This can still be true for smaller teams too, but the financial stability, it's only a numbers game. If you're on a team that has 5 people all doing lead generation and all generating leads and working on clients, and then everybody has a piece of the pie, meaning whenever something sells, everybody gets a part of it, it's only common knowledge that you'll have less of a chance of one going broke in the business by not having leads or not being able to make money at it, but also you'll have a higher probability that you'll get a lead from another agent in that team, right? You have 5 people basically, or 10 people that are all searching for leads, okay? So it's just social networking. 10 people know more than, on average, than one person does, and you can work off each other's strengths and weaknesses, okay? So that financial stability is strong. So that's kind of why I think that, one, people are forming teams more often, and the benefits thereof are the most common benefits of teams, right? There's also benefits of camaraderie. You have that team atmosphere. You're all working toward one cause. Those are all great things too, but I think what drives people to teams is really work-life balance and financial stability, okay, in our business. So those are the 2 reasons that I think, and some of the benefits that I feel that come with teams. I think that in this day and age, some of the negative things about teams, not negative, but just not as helpful as people would think, would be the pay cut. I mean, you're looking at a scenario, yes, if you're on a team of 10 people and you have 50 deals and you have a portion of that deal, of each deal that goes through, would you make more if you were by yourself just running 10 deals? The numbers are still out on that really, because everyone's getting a portion, but where I think most problems occur in that scenario is if you have team members that are consistently not maybe pulling their own weight, or not generating leads, or not doing sales comparable to the rest of the group. Other people might feel like that person is not necessarily pulling their own weight. When it comes to the smaller teams, I think that this is definitely more apparent, because that brings in customer service issues, meaning how many customer service calls is one agent taking or using? What is the generated income that one agent's bringing in compared to the other? These numbers are known by all, right? And if you're an agent that's bringing in 10% of the business, but you're taking 50% of the cut, what does that make the other agent feel about it, right? And then what risks are you taking by linking up as a business professional with another person in a relationship that might not last more than 6, 12 months, 18 months down the road? All of a sudden you're breaking away from that situation, changing your name back to what it was. These are all things that the small scale might be a pretty big risk for you, right? The larger scale teams, some of the risks there are, like we talked about, in an era right now where your access to your customers and their access to you is greater than it's ever been. You have what we call a personal brand or a personal reputation, and you yourself are an agent that is technically a subcontracted employee, right? You own your own business. You have personality traits, likes and dislikes, a personal brand that is your personal brand. And where does that brand go when you get into the team, right? A lot of the times when you have this a team setting, the team is marketed as a team, and the individual components of that team aren't necessarily highlighted. So if by some chance an agent that's a part of a larger team decides that that's not working for them, or they want to break away from the team, what does that say about their personal brand if they've been working with a team name for 2 years, 4 years, right? They've obviously built up their clientele, but what does that say from a marketing perspective? If you're with XYZ team and people know you for being on XYZ team, when you go off on your own, how does that affect your personal brand and notoriety, right? I think that that's something to think about. Okay, and then it does, with the larger team, still takes into consideration if you're generating most of the leads and you're going 50-50 or 1/5 or something like that on a split, who's really winning in terms of less work for more pay, right? So that's something that I think is a risk as well for the larger teams. So that's kind of the state of the union, I guess you can say, or my take on why teams are forming, the type of teams, the benefits and the risks to agents that are looking to get on a team, okay? Now, I also wanted to bring up a little bit about Northern Den Realty and our structure, because we've had agents reach out to us and people that are outside of as a realtor, but outside of the business, maybe mortgage lenders or inspectors, that will reach out and ask us about our team. And I do that with quotations because we are a team, and that we all are on the same team. We're all at Northern Den Realty. However, there's a very important caveat to our structure. The realtors that we partner with are not a part of a team in the traditional sense. They are still very much their own business owner. And when I say that, I mean they don't have a financial obligation outside of their agreement to the brokerage to any other realtor that's associated with Northern Den Realty. We say that it's a team because myself and Brenna Russell are that agent's team. We work for that agent. We are essentially the first two employees of that agent's business. And that's built into the structure of that agent working with Northern Den Realty. That agent doesn't have any financial, marketing, branding responsibility to any other agent that's on the team. All right, so that's one key component of it, and that's really what we want to kind of bring up in this. Is we're not necessarily your traditional real estate team. Brenna and I are the employees of the agents that choose to partner with Northern Den Realty. So I hope that clears some things up. If anybody had any questions about that, please shoot a message below. We think that we're bringing a different structure than is out there. And you know, the only response that we most consistently get when asked about this is, what's the catch? So thank you guys for watching this. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to shoot a message or a comment below. And thank you so much.